I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha of all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become Buddha of all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become Buddha of all sentient beings. Vavati Mahashramanaya Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vate Mahashramanaya Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vate Mahashramanaya Swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of causes as well as taught by this. Tiyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha. Okay. This teaching on bodhicitta, just for information that after the Buddha became enlightened, initially the Buddha remained silent for 49 days, not giving any teaching. And the kings of the god and goddesses, like Indra, Brahma, they descended to make a request to the Buddha, please don't remain silent. You have become enlightened to serve the beings. You've been enlightened to share your wisdom with all the beings. And now that you've become enlightened, please give teachings, share your wisdom with other beings. And initially the Buddha responded that the reality that he discovered is extremely profound, that he could hardly find anybody who can understand this, and the better it is for him to retire into the woods in silence. Then the Brahma offered the wheel, Dharma wheel, indicating to please turn the wheel of Dharma. And Indra offered the conch, indicating that Buddha, please blow the conch of the Dharma to wake up the people from the sleep of ignorance by giving you Dharma. And the Buddha headed towards Varanasi and started to give the teachings. So all the teachings that the Buddha gave through his life can be all subsumed under three categories referred to as the 3 turnings of the wheel of Dharma. 3 turnings of the wheel of Dharma. Turnings of the wheel of Dharma meaning that we give teachings. So the Buddha gave 3. All teachings can be grouped into 3 categories that refer to as the 3 turnings of the wheel of Dharma. The first one. So for these 3, we need to know 3 things in relation to each of the teachings: the place, the target audience, and the subject matter. Each of these 3 turnings of Dharma, we need to know the number 1, the place, number 2, the target audience, and number 3, the subject matter of the teaching. The first turn of Dharma, the place was Varanasi or Sarnath. Varanasi is a bigger place, and the Sarnath is a more local place within Varanasi, Sarnath, Varanasi place. And the target audience, who was the main audience for this teaching? For this we need to know. This is a little technical, and in fact, this class we are doing the other way around. So usually from A to Z. Now we are going from Z to A. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's easy for you now. So technically speaking, the whole Buddhist philosophical schools are grouped into the 4 philosophical Buddhist schools. Number 1, Vaibhashika, V-A-I-B-H-A-K-A, Vaibha, V-A-I-B-H-A-S-H-I-K-A, Vaibhashika, number 1. Vaibhashika, number 1. Number 2, Sautrantika. Okay, some of you may feel these sounds very strange, but you have to learn it. Sautrantika, S-A-U-T-R-A-N. Oh yeah, poor Tom, gone. Okay, S-A-U-T-R-A-N-T-I-K-A, Sautrantika. S-A-U-T-R-A-N-T-I-K-A, Sautrantika. Number 3, Chittamatra, C-H-I-C-H-I-T-T-A-M-A-T-R-A, Chittamatra, C-H-I-T-T-A-M-A-T-R-A, Chittamatra. Finally, Madhyamaka, M-A-D-H-M-A-D-H-Y-A-K-A-M-A-K-A, Madhya. What is that? Madhya, M-A-D-H, M-A-D-H-Y-A, Madhya, M-A-K-A. M-A-D-H-Y-A-K-A, Madhya Maka. Okay, 4 schools. Just remember these terms. Once you remember that, once you learn these terms by heart, then it's very easy. Okay, don't just make your mind very heavy. These are very difficult words, right? Just try to learn them. What are they? Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, Chittamatra, Madhyamaka. And then wherever you go, in wherever Buddhist centers you go, you will hear these words very often. So that if you learn it now, it becomes very easy for you wherever you travel. Okay, so these 4 schools again, let us remember to have them in a proper sequence. Vaibhashika first, followed by Sautrantika, Chittamatra, Madhyamaka. Why this sequence is that progressively it becomes subtler. Vaibhashika, the grossest, then Sautrantika, then Chittamatra, then Madhyamaka. So finally, the Buddha's own the philosophy, Buddha's own, in other words, ultimate reality which the Buddha taught us to get away from miseries, that ultimate reality corresponds to that of the Madhyamaka philosophy. Okay, good. But then what about the other schools? If that does not really represent the real reality, so these are like the steps for us to move to the top. Because why the Buddha remained silent? Because this philosophy is too profound. And every morning we are reading profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear light, and non-composite. Such a nectar Dharma is what I've discovered. Finding no one who can fathom this teaching in silence, I'll return to words. This is so profound. Because it's profound, it requires steps to get there. So the other schools, they serve as the steps to get there. Okay, so this is what we need to know. Now, the three turnings of the wheel of Dharma. The first, the Buddha turned towards Varanasi. And there, his earlier 5 ascetic colleagues were there. His 5 colleagues, before he became enlightened, these 5 were there, and then they became his first disciple. The 5 ascetics. Ascetics meaning? What is ascetics? Anyone? Okay. In a way, somebody who leads a very strict life of the austerity. Life of austerity, deliberately trying to stay away from luxury, stay away from comfort. So the ascetics. So there were 5 of them who were the Prince Siddharth's colleagues, friends. And then Prince Siddharth, so initially they all made the commitment that we will not eat anything from the around. This was like the commitment and the asceticism, or the practice of the austerity. And then finally the Buddha means Prince Siddharth, in his meditation, he became extremely weak and he could not meditate at all. So he came up with what is known as the middle way pertaining to the practice, middle way of the philosophy, middle way of the conduct practice, to stay away from for the practice, 2 extremes, extreme of indulgence and extreme of austerity, extreme poverty and extreme of indulgence too. So the Buddha realized that even with how you lead life, you should lead a life of staying away from the extremes of the 2 extremes, extreme of indulgence and extreme of austerity. In other words, then Buddha accepted the what? Kheer. Not curd. Milk rice milk, right? Something of this kind. So accepted from the one lady, Sujata. The Buddha accepted, and the other ascetics, they saw that their colleague is now eating the food, So they were so upset, and they left Prince Siddharth. So Prince Siddharth, it doesn't matter. You leave, right? So I have discovered the middle way in terms of your living. And then he practiced, he became enlightened. Then he headed towards Varanasi. He found these 5 there. And 5 of them, they had an internal discussion that, okay, now Siddhartha is coming. We will not respect him, right? He was the prince. Earlier, they would respect him, 1 for being a prince, number 2 is exceptionally kind, exceptionally intelligent. So they respected him. Now, because that they saw that he was eating food which they committed not to, and that too from a girl, they were so upset, and they would not respect him, right? He's coming. And the moment the prince, now as a Buddha, came closer, so invariably somehow the charisma, Buddha's charisma, is somebody pulled them and made frustrations, and they became the first disciple of the Buddha Shakyamuni. Okay, so this was the basic raw account of the part of the Buddha's biography. So in other words, the first turning wheel of Dharma happened in Varanasi, and the target audience of the 4 schools, the first and second, Vaibhashika and Sautrantika, Vaibhashika and Sautrantika, these two philosophers, they were the target audience, the main audience of the Buddha's first teaching, first tenet of Dharma. Number 3, verse number 3. Subject matter. What is the subject matter of this first teaching? The subject matter is Four Noble Truths, teaching on Four Noble Truths. Four Noble Truths. Okay, and that too, Four Noble Truths in its more simple form. Very simple, basic teaching on Four Noble Truths. And the Four Noble Truths where the Buddha taught that all the Four Noble Truths exist as truly, exist as inherently, objectively, and truly. He taught the Four Noble Truths, and these Four Noble Truths as objectively real, inherently real. This is what the Buddha taught in the first turning of Dharma. Audience was Vaibhashika and Sautrantika. First turning. Second turning. Then Buddha headed towards the Rajgir. Where Rajgir, particularly the vultures speak. Rajgir, the vultures speak. There, the second turning of Buddha Dhamma happened. The places, vultures speak, Rajgir, and the target audience. Target audience is not the number 3. Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, so first 2 done. Now instead of Chittamatra, second turn of Buddha Dhamma, the target audience is Madhyamaka philosophers. Madhyamaka. Where the subject matter, where the Buddha taught nothing exists objectively, nothing exists truly. In the second turn of Buddha Dhamma, Buddha taught nothing exists truly. Third turn of Buddha Dharma happened in Vaishali. 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 Third turn of Buddha Dhamma in Vaishali. 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 So then, the third turn of Buddha Dhamma is very interesting, slightly different from how the teachings were given in the first and second turn of Buddha Dhamma. Third turn of Buddha Dhamma, particularly there were 10 highly enlightened bodhisattvas. 10 bodhisattvas who are on the 10 bhumi, which means the last moment of becoming a Buddha. 10 bodhisattvas, the 10 great bodhisattvas are there, and other bodhisattvas, monks, nuns, lay audience over there. And this was not really as a regular teaching. It was more like 10 bodhisattvas, they stood up to ask 10 different questions to the Buddha. But the bodhisattvas, they asked 10 different, each of these 10 bodhisattvas, they asked their own questions to the Buddha. And some of the questions are very interesting. Some of the questions are related to your Buddha nature. That's amazing. And then the one bodhisattva, whose name is Pramad Samudgata. Pramad Samudgata. P-R-A-M-A-T-S-A-M Pramad. P-R-A-M-A-T Pramad Samud S-A-M-U-T S-A-M-U-T Samud Gatha G-A-T-H-A Pramad Samud Gatha P-R-A-M-A-T S-A-M-U-D Samud Samud G-A-T-H-A Samud Gatha. Bodhisattva Samud Gatha, he stood up of the 10, and he was one of them. He stood up, they showed respect to the Buddha, then asked a question. The question that he asked is very interesting. Okay, I would say that you would agree with this. The first 10 Noble of Dharma, the Buddha taught that Four Noble Truths exist truly. In the second 10 Noble of Dharma, Buddha taught nothing exists truly. You getting it? So with the first 10 Noble of Dharma, Vaibhashika and Sautrantika, they were so happy they left. In second 10 Noble of Dharma, nothing exists truly. Madhyamaka so happy they left. Who was left? Chittamatra left, right? So they were confused. See the mother, they were confused. So then Bodhisattva Brahmansamudgata, of course, he already had the answer. But on behalf of Chedamatrins, Chedamatra practitioners, he stood up, made prostration to Buddha, and then asked Venerable Tathagata. In Varanasi, the Tathagata taught that the Four Noble Truths exist truly. Whereas in the second turn of Dharma, in Rajgir, the Buddha taught nothing exists truly. If you leave these two teachings on the face value, these two are contradictory. So, since the Tathagata is a fully awakened one, omniscient one, and there should be no confusion. So there must be a reason. So what must be the reason? This question was asked. Okay. Then Buddha Shakyamuni, Buddha agreed. Yes, in the first Ten Noble Dharma, I said the Four Noble Truths exist truly. In the second Ten Noble Dharma, I just say that nothing exists truly, and there's a reason there. Then the Buddha interpreted his own teachings. So this is the first, he bridged the two teachings, how the two are not contradictory. So that teaching, to bridge the two teachings as non-contradictory, that can be known as the third turning of the wheel of Dharma. Because the third turning related to the first turning and the second turning. So therefore, that can be known as the third turning of Dharma. But keep in mind that the third turning of Dharma, and that the response Buddha gave to the question by Brahmasamudgata, this is just one part of the third turning of Dharma. Third turning of Dharma actually consisted of all the 10 responses the Buddha gave to the 10 different questions asked by 10 bodhisattvas. You getting it? So the one that we're discussing here, this is related to the response given by the Buddha to the question asked by Bodhisattva Brahmasamudgata with respect to the first and second turning of Dharma. Okay, so what was the interpretation Buddha gave? And you want? You don't want? If you don't want, we will switch to the Bodhichitta directly. Huh? Shwadlan, you want it? Huh? Wow. Okay, you want it. Okay. So basically, for you, that would not be too difficult. Okay. For this, we need a little bit of background of the divisions of the phenomena. The things, whatever come to your mind, be it existent or non-existent, can be classified into two. And so if possible, you try to make this like a, like a chart. You try to make it, okay, whatever comes to your mind as a topic, whatever comes to your mind / selflessness, right, as a topic, is divided into two groups, existent and non-existent. Let me repeat it. Say, like what is say, the human beings grouped into males, females, and third gender, right? We can group like this. Likewise, say selflessness / anything that comes to your mind as the broad umbrella is divided into two, existent and non-existent. And existent further divided into two, permanent and impermanent. You make like a chart. Let me repeat it. Selflessness, the main umbrella is selflessness / anything that comes to your mind. Anything that comes to your mind as a main umbrella, divided into two. What are they? Hey, existence and non-existence, two. Existence again divided into two, permanent and impermanent. Permanent again divided into two, permanent again divided into two. Ultimate reality and permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality. Let me repeat it. Permanent phenomena divided into two, ultimate reality and permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality. Let me repeat it. Okay. Say, what's that? Selflessness. Main umbrella is selflessness slash anything that comes to your mind. That's divided into two. What are they? Existence and non-existence, two. And existence further divided into two. Permanent and impermanent. Permanent again divided into two. Ultimate reality and permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality. All got? Got? Good. Now tell me, and say you identify in this classification, we call it taxonomy, or the classification. From this text, the classification, you identify those things which are not divided any further. What are the things which are not divided any further? Tell me. From the chart that I've given, what are the points which are not divided any further? For example, permanent phenomena, don't bring this up because permanent phenomena are divided into two. Those which are further divided, don't bring them. Which are not divided, you tell me. Okay, here. Sound.
Несуществующие и непостоянные. Далее не делятся.
So this gentleman is saying that non-existent, impermanent, and absolute reality.
Three.
They cannot be divided. They are not divided further.
Okay. Anyone how many you agree with your name? Olan. How many agree with Olan? Reasons? 3. Oh yeah. How many don't agree? Okay. Reasons? Okay. Hari, tell me. Hari doesn't agree, right? No, you tell from the beginning. How many are there?
Total, so existent, non-existent, then existent is divided
No,
into...
don't confuse me. You only give me those points which are not divided in further. Only those points.
Non-existent,
impermanent, 2.
Yes.
Okay. So which means from 3 it becomes less 2. Okay. Who don't agree with Olan and the Hari also? Raise hands. Okay, the lady over there. It was and last. Yes. Yes.
Это 4 группы: несуществующие, непостоянное, абсолютное и то, что не относится к абсолютному. Что?
Okay.
Да, абсолютной реальности, да, абсолютной реальности. Абсолютная реальность, да. Абсолютная реальность, да. Ну, просто, да, абсолютная реальность.
Four. Okay, so one said 3, 2, 4. Anybody who would say 1? All right, then we've all intact. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's not waste time. What she said is correct. What is your name? Senior. Say it again. You say it. Ixenia. Okay, I need to practice this more. So what Senior said is correct. The 4 points correct, right? Okay, what are they? Let's not forget it.
Okay.
Non-existent, impermanent phenomena ultimate reality and permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality. Okay, one by one. Ready? One by one. Ready? Ready? Okay, Luca, tell me.
I miss the permanent phenomena of
Which one?
other.
Other than. Okay, Jay, ready? We have to say one by one, we have to say this. What are the four? Oh, no, Jay. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, let's. Okay, the girl before the Rebecca, point to her. What are the four? Surprise question.
Permanent, impermanent, ultimate reality, permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality.
Very good. Okay, here. Non-existent, impermanent, ultimate reality, permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality. Okay, ready? Each one of us, you should be ready, right? Andrea.
Non-existent,
Yes.
impermanent, ultimate reality, and permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality.
Only three things, right?
No, four.
What are they? Non-existent,
Non-existent, impermanent,
impermanent,
ultimate reality,
yes.
and the fourth one is permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, we should thank you actually. Okay, the Tom, Alex.
Non-existent, impermanent, ultimate reality, and permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality.
Very good, thank you. Okay, so we all got it, right? So now we think of three things. Okay, let's say two charts. On the one hand, we have the four things which you have now in your mind. Impermanent, what is it? Non-existent, impermanent, ultimate reality, permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality, four. Now, on the other hand, think of three things. Three things. Number one, three natures, known as three natures. Three natures. This is another a separate chart. Three natures. The first one, you write it, three natures, main caption. Three natures. Under this three natures, first one is imputed nature. Imputed nature. Imputed nature. Number two, other powered nature. Other powered nature. Other powered nature. Number two. Number three, thoroughly established nature. Thoroughly established nature. Imputed nature, other powered nature, thoroughly established nature. Thoroughly, Thoroughg, thoroughly what? Established. Established nature. Thoroughly established nature. Okay, so what we do is that all these four things under the heading selflessness, so these four things should fit into the three natures. You getting it? In other words, anything that comes to your mind should necessarily fall under one of these three natures, right? Okay. What are what are the three natures? Anyone? What are the three natures? Anyone? Quick. Hey. Yes, the lady there.
Воображаемая природа, зависимая природа и совершенно установленная природа.
Is a reality nature. Good. And the gentleman here?
Imputed nature, other powered nature, thoroughly
Thank you. How many got it? Raise hands. Okay. So now what we do is that first we will try to learn what's the meaning of each of these three natures. What is the first one? Impure nature. Okay. Impure nature. Impure nature means that there's no the substance there. There's no substance from the reality. It's purely what your mind imputes. You're getting it? So this is different from what we studied. What we studied is emptiness according to Madhyamaka. Now we are talking about Chittamatra. You're getting it? Bodhisattva Pramatsamadgata asked the question on behalf of Chittamatra. So Buddha explained it for the Chittamatra, right? Now we swap. We move to Chittamatra. The impure nature means something which does not have anything objective or something which is from the substance. Is purely coming from your thought. Impure, coming from a thought, like a mirage, like say the absence of chocolate, all the absences.
So mere cognitive designation, basically?
Mental designation.
What we talked about.
No, that's very different. So don't mix up the two, right? So I didn't want to explain this, and you insisted me to explain it, right? So therefore I'm explaining it. If you want me to explain it, you have to don't mix up two things, right? What we did earlier, keep it separate. So just for time being, and just say that anything which your mind the imputes, what your mind projects, like absence of flower in my hand. There's nothing there to say that I'm the absence, but it's a reality. There's the absence of the chocolate in my hand, and that is known as the impure nature. What is the second one? Okay, I think better would be we'll first match. Do the matching. Once you do the matching, then I'll explain. That would be easier. Okay, the four things in my right hand, and the three natures on my right hand, and the four things in my left hand. These two should match. So, in my left hand, the four things, there are four. In the right, three natures, there are only three. How to match? We're going to do that one by one. From the set of four, what's the first one? Non-existence, right? Non-existence. Okay, keep it there for the time being. What is next? Impermanent phenomena. Number two. Impermanent phenomena goes into the other powered nature in the set of three. Impermanent nature from the set of four goes into the other powered nature in the set of three. Impermanent nature, impermanent, and other powered nature, these two are synonymous. And I'll explain later. These two are synonymous. So of this set of four, one is gone. Impermanent is gone. What is next? Thoroughly established nature. Thoroughly established nature goes into the ultimate. So from the set of four, what is next? What, Nadia, I just blindly follow you and you took me wrongly, right? Okay, from the set of four, after the impermanent, what is next? Ultimate reality. Ultimate reality in the set of four goes into the thoroughly established nature in the set of three natures. Ultimate reality from the set of four goes into, it matches with the thoroughly established nature in the set of three. These two are synonymous. You're getting it? Okay. Now from the set of four, how many things are left? Two. What are they? Non-existence and permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality too. Right? So these two, no choice. They will automatically go into the impurity nature. Right, Luca? Why? Yeah, I know. Yeah. First, can you match them now? Do you know how to match them properly? And then why? This next question. You're getting it? So why? Okay, first, now tell me, what out of the four things, instead of the four, which of the things from the set of four falls under the first one, impure nature? Non-existence, permanent phenomena other than ultimate. These two fall under the impure nature, number one. You getting it? Okay, why? Let me keep it there for the time being. What's next? Other power nature. Impermanent phenomena falls under other power nature. This I'll explain first. Impermanent phenomena, they are known as the other power nature. In the first place, what is other power nature? Other power nature are the phenomena which exist by the power of other causes and conditions. Any phenomena which exists by the power of other causes and conditions is known as other power nature. So, in which case, it's only the impermanent phenomena. Impermanent phenomena depends on the other causes and conditions. So, only impermanent phenomena falls under this category, other power nature. What is next? What why?
Why cause and conditions do not match?
Because only impermanent phenomena, only those things which depend on causes and conditions, they are impermanent phenomena. Those things.
The lack of the mug, for example.
Uh,
Also, the lack of the mug, for example, also depends on conditions.
No.
Right? Why not?
Okay, this is a good question. Lack of milk, lack of chocolate or absence of chocolate. How it doesn't exist on depends on how does it not depend on condition. Because we see that for example, say this singing ball, right? I just push it and it moves. So there's a substance there which moves. A substance. In other words, for to depend on cause and conditions, there should be a substance which can be influenced. A substance to be influenced. Space, there are two. Composite space has a substance. Non-composite space doesn't have a substance. So non-composite space, okay, let me give you an example. Let's say that let's say that this flower, if you keep in this room, okay, think of the pink flower in my left hand, and just imagine a blue flower on the other side, two flowers, right? So when you leave this place for 1 month, lock the door, come back. So what happened to this flower? It rots. What happened to this flower? This flower is just imagination, right? So it's not affected by any other factor. Why this is changing? Because the weather, these things, these conditions, they affect. And the imagined flower, it's not affected. The weather will not affect it. Okay, so what he's saying is that your mind keep thinking that as a fresh. It remains a fresh. You're getting it? So this flower is not affected. There's nothing to be affected. No, what I'm saying, there's not flower at all in the first place. Nothing there. You're getting it? To affect means there should be something there. There's nothing really there as a substance. From the object, there's nothing there. So whereas this has something there to undergo change. You're getting it? Is there a difference between the two? If there's a difference, leave it on that difference. On that basis, one is known as impermanent, other one is known as permanent. You're getting it? Okay, good. So the other power nature is done. What is next? Thoroughly established nature is ultimate reality. Ultimate reality is the ultimate. This is so thorough, right? Thorough has a connotation of ultimate. So ultimate reality is thoroughly established, is so stable, very stable, reliable, and thorough, and ultimate. They all mean the same. So ultimate reality falls under the category of the thoroughly established nature. So what is left now? You understood these two? Other power nature and the thoroughly established nature? Just okay. 40%, 50% you understood it? Huh? You understood it? Luca understood it. That's good. Anyone else? You understood it? Not understood it. 40, 50%. 40, 50% if you understood, that's good. Then the remaining part you have to study. Put your own effort. You're getting it? Okay. Now what is left? Impurity nature is left. Okay, look. Impurity nature, under this what comes? Non-existent. Permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality. You're getting it? So non-existence. What is non-existent? Can you give me an example? Let's say flower in the air, flower in the sky. It is non-existent. It's just purely what your mind imputes, imputed nature, right? Purely what your mind exaggerates, what your mind imputes. Non-existence, imputed nature. And what else? Permanent phenomena other than the ultimate reality. Like what? Like essence of chocolate. Essence of chocolate, right? Essence of chocolate, essence of flower, essence of objective existence, so forth. All the essences. Essences, they don't have a substance. They don't have a substance. How do they exist? Just your mind imputes. You're getting it? From the object, there's no substance. So the mind simply imputes. Oh, absence of chocolate, right? But just negate the presence of chocolate by your mind, and the absence of chocolate is what your mind creates. You're getting it? This is purely imputation. You're getting it? So, non-existence and permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality. These two fall under the category of the imputed nature. You're getting it? Good. Now tell me, of these three things, if I would ask you, right? Okay, first, these three things, well, imputed nature, what falls under imputed nature? Think of that. And why these two? Why non-existence and other power, the word permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality fall under imputed nature? Why? Next, impermanent phenomena. Impermanent phenomena falls under the other power of nature. Why? Think of that. And the next, ultimate reality falls under the thoroughly established. Why? Think about it. Good. Now I ask you a question, you give me the answer. Of these three things, I tell you that if I tell you that one is not too stable, one is not too real, right? And if you are to just tick mark, which of the one, right? Tick mark, which will you tick mark? Okay, if you are to tick mark of the three, this is not real. This is not truly real, right? It's not so real. Okay, raise hands. Don't look at somebody else. Hey, the effect, you don't listen to Ben, right? Don't worry. Don't be scared. Oh, I must be wrong. Okay, raise hands. Okay, the lady there, tell me, which will you take? Which is not truly real?
Воображаемую природу
Imputed
не существует реальной
nature.
истины.
Okay, how many agree with your name again?
Саяна.
Sayan. How many agree with Sayan? Raise hands. Imputed nature is the one which is not truly real. Okay, good. This is the answer. You getting it? Imputed nature is, and if affect and your group, if you disagree, you argue during the group discussion. Debate with them during the group discussion. Sherry Pema, which you belong, which group? Affect group. Okay, good. Okay, so the affect you debate during the group discussion. You're getting it? What the other said is correct. Now let's say, going back, why we are doing all these things? Anyone who remembers why we are doing all these things? Yes? Andre is better, tell me. Wow, that's amazing. Right? Somebody goes, Andre, where are you? I'm in the world. I'm the world. You are right. I am the world. You are right. Right? And then somebody asks Anila, right? Anila, where are you? Anila says, I'm in Asia. Right? Anila said, Chitamatra, I'm in Asia. Right? I know that you are in Asia. Okay, anyone else? Why we are the girl over there? What is her name? Staff.
To understand Buddha's answer to the question of Parma.
Bodhisattva Pramat
Yeah,
Samudgata.
question.
Very good. Oh, thank you. Rishi? Same. Good. Okay, thank you. So in future I'll not ask Andrea. I trusted him so much. Right? He said, I'm in the world. Okay, thank you. So this is in relation to the Buddha responding to the question asked by Bodhisattva Pramat Samudgata in relation to the first two turnings of the wheel of Dharma. So now what was the Buddha's interpretation of his own teachings? You getting it? We have to know these three natures. And which of the three natures is not true, not truly existent? Impure in nature, and other two exist as truly. You're getting it? Now, with this as a background, now it becomes very easy. The Buddha explained that you are right. You are right. Of the three turnings of the wheel of Dharma. In the first turning of the wheel of Dharma, when I taught the Four Noble Truths to exist truly, I mean the other powered nature and thoroughly established nature to exist truly. Let me repeat it. Of the three natures, which are the natures which are truly existent? Anyone? Yes, Sushmita. Other powered nature and thoroughly established nature exist truly. How many agree with Sushmita? Good. And anyone who likes to tell us which of three natures does not exist truly? Okay, Shvetlana. Impure in nature does not exist truly. How many agree with Shvetlana? Raise hands. Impure in nature. Very good. Right? But now when I explain something, don't show a strange face. Right? When I explain it, don't show a strange face. What is this? So you have never heard it, right? Okay, now I'm going to repeat it. How the Buddha interpreted his own teachings is that to interpret his own teachings related to the question asked by Bodhisattva Pramat Samudgata is that in the first turning wheel of Dharma, when I taught Four Noble Truths exist truly, I meant the other powered nature and thoroughly established nature to be truly existent. You agree? Right? Let me repeat it. The Buddha taught, in the first ten noble of Dharma, when I taught Four Noble Truths exist truly, I meant other powered nature and thoroughly established nature to be truly existent. You got it? Staff, you got it? Yes. Anyone else? You got it? Got it? No. No. Let me repeat it. Of the three natures which exist truly, of the three natures, what exists truly? Which of the three natures exists truly? What did you say?
Dependent nature and thoroughly established nature.
She said it? You said it? She said it? Otherwise, sometimes Bem has a standard answer. He has a standard answer, right? Right? Whatever you say, it doesn't matter. He'll say this. Right? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so the first turning will the Buddha taught that during the first turning, when I taught the Four Noble Truths to exist truly, I did not mean all the Four Noble Truths. I meant the thoroughly. What is that? I meant the other powered nature and thoroughly established nature to be truly existent, right? And then in the second turning of Dharma, when I said nothing exists truly, I meant the imputed nature as not truly existent. Oh yeah, how many you understand? How many got this? Raise hands. Perfect. No. No. Okay. In this, the Buddha said that during the second turning wheel of Dharma, when I said nothing exists truly, I meant only the imputed nature to be not truly existent. You got it? Good. Okay, so these forms, from this, the Chitta philosophy came out. Because of this teaching, interpretation, the Chitta philosophy came out. You getting it? It's just for information. Now, the most important thing is the Bodhichitta. For the Bodhichitta, is related to the second turning wheel of Dhamma, not the third one, not the first one. Bodhichitta is related to the second turning of the wheel of Dharma. Who is the, or who are, or who were the target audience of the second turning of the Dharma? Madhyamaga practitioners. Madhyamaga practitioners, they are the, so in fact, these are the people who are primarily following the Bodhisattva path. Who are primarily following the Bodhisattva path, these practitioners. Okay, so for them, what the Buddha taught was that nothing exists truly. You getting it? So this teaching is known as the Perfection of Wisdom Sutras. This teaching, where the Buddha taught nothing exists truly, all these teachings related to that. It related to the second turning of Dharma about nothing existing truly, everything is empty of objective existence. That falls under the category of the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. So from this, we need to learn one which is very important point. That is that the teaching of the Buddha, second turning of Dharma, in this teaching, there are actually two teachings happening simultaneously. One is explicit and one is implicit. One is explicit and one is implicit. What is explicit is all emptiness. All emptiness. For example, say Heart Sutra, which we read every morning. Heart Sutra, no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no. So everything saying no, 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 no. What is no? No objective form, no objective feeling, no objective discrimination, no objective composite factor, no objective consciousness, no objective the truth of suffering, no objective cause of suffering, no objective cessation, no objective path leading cessation, and no objective eye, ear, nose, and so forth. You getting it? So the explicit teachings, meaning the teaching which actually you can hear directly, explicit teachings, they're all about emptiness. They're all about the ultimate truth. Explicit. The surface teaching is all about the ultimate truth. And what is behind? What is behind? Implicit. Implicit teachings are the Bodhichitta, 6 perfections. Implicit. What is behind? What is in the front? Ultimate truth. What is behind? Implicit. Bodhichitta. Then the 4 immeasurables. Then 6 perfections. All the Bodhisattva practices were taught as implicit teachings when the Buddha was given the second turning of Dharma. So explicit and implicit. Okay. Bodhichitta, there are many. The practices of the Bodhisattvas. In other words, say the wisdom is taught, the wisdom side is taught as explicit. Explicitly, wisdom is taught. All the rest which fall under the method, they all were taught implicitly. You're getting like bodhicitta, 4 immeasurables, various meditative concentrations, 6 perfections. All these were taught as the implicit contents of the teachings, implicit teachings. The wisdom of emptiness is taught as the explicit. You're getting it, explicit and implicit. So because of this, the Buddha's teachings for the Mahayana practitioners, the Buddha's teachings were split into 2. The empty wisdom side, teaching on wisdom, explicit teachings of the Buddha, and the method side, implicit teachings of the Buddha regarding the second turn of Buddha Dharma 2. And the wisdom side, the Buddha in fact passed it down to Arya Manjushri. The wisdom side of the teaching passed down to Arya Manjushri. And the method side, the Buddha gave the responsibility primarily to Arya Maitreya, the method teachings. The wisdom to Arya Manjushri. Broadly speaking. But of course, Arya Manjushri also teaches not only wisdom, also the method. Arya Maitreya also teaches wisdom, not only the method. You getting it? Okay, this is the information that we need. Now, within the method side, we see that the method side is primarily the Bodhisattva's practices. Bodhisattva practices, the main is the Bodhicitta. The Bodhicitta. And then when along with the Bodhicitta, it's not just only Bodhicitta, the 6 perfections, and all the vast practices of Bodhisattvas, they were all taught as the method side implicit teachings. The Bodhicitta, this teaching, how to cultivate Bodhicitta. How to cultivate Bodhicitta, 2 methods were taught. Cultivating Bodhicitta, 2 methods were taught. In fact, you may notice that many of the teachings in the different traditions, Tibetan tradition, Chinese tradition, or even in Christianity, or Judaism, Islam, Jainism, and then the Baha'i, Zoroastrianism, Sikhism, you just go there. In many of the things, they teach you, be good, be kind. But how to be good is not found. Right? Be kind. Have universal compassion. No, I want to practice, but I don't feel it. I try, but it's not coming. What should I do? No, practice universal compassion. How? Universal practice. So, how is not given. You're getting it? So here, the Buddha gave detailed explanation about the 2 methods. How to cultivate bodhicitta, 2 methods. The first method is known as the 7-fold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta. Sevenfold, FOLD, 7-fold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta. 7-fold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta. This is the first method. The second method is the method of equalizing and exchanging self for others. Method of equalizing and exchanging self for others to generate bodhicitta. The first one is 7-fold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta, and second one is the method of equalizing and exchanging self for others to generate bodhicitta. Okay. Now these two methods again, because these 2 methods are so important. The first method, the 7-fold cause. What is the first method? 7-fold cause-effect method. This method, again, the Buddha taught, and Arya Maitreya, he took the main responsibility to preserve this teaching. He became the heir. He became the first heir to receive the teachings and to pass it down to the future generations. And the second method, method of equalizing and exchanging self for others to generate bodhicitta. This method, the Buddha passed down to Arya Manjushri. Arya Manjushri. Now the first method, the sevenfold course of method, was passed down to Arya Maitreya. Arya Maitreya passed it down to Arya Asanga. Arya Asanga. And then many teachers in between. And finally, it came down to Lama Selingpa in Indonesia. Many teachers in between, and finally it came down to Lama Selingpa. Lama Selingpa in Indonesia. And I think that one of his names, Lama Selingpa, was also known as Dharmakirti, the master Dharmakirti. But if this is how in some texts referred to as the Bodhisattva Dharmakirti, but keep in mind the logician Dharmakirti was also there. Logician great master Dharmakirti was also there. Logician Dharmakirti appeared in 7th century AD. Lama Selingpa as that the Dharmakirti appeared in 11th century AD. There's a gap of like 400 years. You're getting it? Okay. So we just simply, Tibetans would call him Lama Selingpa, symbol, from Indonesia. And he was a prince in Indonesia. Then from Lama Selingpa, the Lama Atisha from India, he went to Indonesia to receive teachings on Bodhicitta from Lama Selingpa. So Lama Atisha got all these teachings from him. He brought to India. From India, he again took to Tibet. He was Lama Atisha. He was from India. He was invited to Tibet to give the teachings. So all these teachings that we are getting, these all came from Lama Atisha, who in turn received from Lama Selingpa. And of course, in India, in those days, when Lama Atisha was there, in India, these teachings were already prevalent. Everybody was teaching. But why we say it's coming from Indonesia, Lama Selingpa, was that for us, it was Lama Atisha. And for Lama Atisha, he considers the Lama Selingpa as his main teacher. Philosophically, Lama Atisha's philosophy is much deeper. But for him, the Bodhicitta is so precious that he considers that Lama Selingpa, although philosophically speaking, Lama Selingpa is Chittamatra, Lama Atisha is Madhyamaka. But philosophy doesn't matter. For him, Bodhicitta is so close. So he considers Lama Selingpa as his main teacher, right? So we say that although at that time, Lama Atisha he himself was already expert in all these teachings from Bodhicitta. But for him, he treasures, he values the teachings that he got from Lama Selingpa. Okay. Then what is the other method? Method of equalizing and exchanging self for others to generate bodhicitta. This method was passed down by the Buddha to Arya Maitreya to Arya Nagarjuna. Oh, Arya Manjushri, sorry. Okay, so it seems that my mind is tired. Okay, so the Buddha passes down to Arya Manjushri down to Arya Nagarjuna, and then many teachers there, like Bodhisattva Aryadeva and so forth. And it came down to Bodhisattva Shantideva in 8th century AD. Bodhisattva Shantideva. From Bodhisattva Shantideva again to Lama Selingpa, then to Lama Atisha, then to Tibet. So we all got, so today we all are giving, for example, like all His Holiness's teachings, where he's emphasized so much on practice bodhicitta. This is what we are getting from His Holiness. And His Holiness got from all these lineage masters, traceable to Lama Atisha to Lama Selingpa, and then go back. In other words, Lama Selingpa and Lama Atisha, two of them are seen as the confluence of the two traditions. Two traditions merge. The confluence of the two traditions happened at the point of Lama Selingpa and Lama Atisha. Getting it? Okay, this is, we need to know the lineage. This is very important. Okay, having said this, we will first do the second method first. Method of equalizing and exchanging self others. Okay, So for that, on this method, there are 9 steps. The 9 steps is very systematic. It's so systematic, and if you just practices the manner in which it is taught systematically, just follow this, and you see that you are bound to get experience. And in case if you don't get experience, you must meet with some teachers who actually practice this. You're getting it? If somebody is just meditating on wisdom emptiness all the time, you ask the person will have no answer. If you ask this question, if you get stuck with the Bodhichitta practice, no experience coming to you, and you want to really learn where you get stuck, and you go to ask somebody who is just meditating on breath and sensation all the time, you will not get answer. Again, if you ask somebody who just always looks at your mind, always awareness of the mind, just on this, even this meditation is extremely fabulous, extremely the mind-boggling experience is so deep. Just even to see the mind, you get stuck there. Stuck meaning that you'll be just baffled, and you want to just stay in this experience years and years. But if you ask about Bodhichitta to this person, the person will not have an answer. You're getting it? So with the Bodhichitta, don't think that everybody's expert in this. With the emptiness, don't think that everybody's expert in this. With a single point of meditation, don't think everybody's expert in this. You're getting it? We have to know where to ask what question to who. This is so important. You're getting it? Let's not be too naive. If you think that there's one teacher, right, meditate all the time, oh, this is a great teacher, you go there and ask about the Bodhichitta, may not answer. Sometimes you go there and ask about the emptiness, they will not get an answer. Some teachers may have only about your single point of meditation. Shamatha meditation, so meticulous, but Bodhichitta emptiness, not too clear. Some people, they're so good at Bodhichitta, but emptiness and the meditation, this Shamatha meditation, not too clear. You're getting it? You have to know to whom to ask your question. This is so important. Why I'm saying this is that oftentimes this is how people get confused. There's a great teacher there. There's a great teacher there. And then you ask everything to that person, including, shall I say this? Including asking for marriage counseling. The poor guy was in the retreat, in the cave all the time, doesn't know anything about marriage. And you go there and ask about the marriage. I have this marriage, I have this problem, that problem. My husband doing like this, my wife is doing like this. Please advise me. What advice you will give? You have no experience. Ask for emptiness, right? And if the marriage is emptiness all the time, ask emptiness. Don't ask Bodhichitta, right? If the person meditates just on the breath all the time, breath and sensation, don't ask Bodhichitta. Don't ask emptiness. Don't ask marriage counseling, right? Ask the breathing meditation or the sensation, right? It's strange. In my Tibet House, in my office, this is like marriage counseling also. Everything's going there in this, right? Children counseling, right? Don't be too naive. Don't be too naive. Why I'm saying this is that this book, my English is not really for books. You're getting it? I need help. I need people who have good English. There was one girl who was extremely good in English from Cambridge. And she has little blind faith. And we compiled this book already. And she said this, and after a while, she could say many of these teachings by heart, read it by heart. Without the book, she could say this by heart. And we've been editing. Even nowadays, we're editing further, doing this. All these many years, we've been editing, new editors. One time, her English is so good. Then we were discussing, and at one point, we disagree. Usually, when it comes to English, I would say, how would you say this? And whatever she said, I say, go like this. I don't want to waste too much time. There are some points I know this mistaken. that she's mistaken. So she said, no, Geshe, it's not like this. I said, he's like this. So what I do, no point wasting time like this. I said, call your mom. Because her mom is natural English speaker. And her mom is not influenced by my English from this book. She's already influenced by my English from this book, right? I would say, call your mom. And then she called mom. Mom, which is correct? Mine version and her version. Not saying Geshe-la and mine. Just say that, just it. Which one? Most of mine one's correct. And then again, there was some, say, the disagreements about the philosophy translations. Then instantly she would say, shall I call my mom? I said, no, your mom doesn't know philosophy. Look, this is too naive. Some are purely English, some are philosophy-related English. Philosophy-related English, even the native English speakers cannot explain this. We cannot consult them. We should consult somebody who's good in philosophy and good in English. Okay, so what I'm saying is we should not be too naive. You're getting it? With the Bodhichitta practice, if you learn, practice these 9 steps, one by one, you are bound to experience Bodhichitta, number 1. Whereas it's not as easy as how I explain now, meaning that how I say now, oh, you practice and then you are bound to experience Bodhichitta, I'll do it. And you are bound to sometimes, you're doomed to feel discouraged. Because this morning I did mention this, Bodhichitta, it takes a long time to experience. You getting it? Sometimes it can become too mechanical. You know the steps so well, but experience is not coming. It's a problem. So under such situation, you must meet experienced teachers. It doesn't mean that anybody who has the label teacher or who is on throne doesn't mean that the person is really expert in bodhicitta. You have to identify them so well. You getting it? You have to identify, particularly you discuss among the senior students, you discuss with them. Do you identify teachers who are really practicing bodhicitta? You have to check with them. You have to check them. You also practice yourself. And then from the discussion, you can see whether the person actually practices bodhicitta or not. You can feel it very easily. You can very easily feel that. Okay, so you have to seek advice from them when you get stuck. You getting it? Otherwise, you are bound to experience bodhicitta if you follow these steps, step by step. If you don't miss the steps, and if there are proper reasonings to support each of these steps, you are bound to experience bodhicitta 1. Okay, so what are the 9 steps? Number 1, equalizing self and others. Equalizing self and others. Equalizing self and others, number 1. Equalizing self and others. Number 2, reflecting on the demerits of cherishing oneself. 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 Okay, if you find these, okay, our Alex is missing, right? If you find my accent difficult, I'll ask Alex, right? Okay, reflecting on the demerits of cherishing oneself. Number 3, reflecting on the merits of cherishing others. Reflecting on the merits of cherishing others. Number 3. Number 4, giving your happiness with emphasis on loving, or with emphasis on compassion. Giving your happiness to others with emphasis on compassion. Giving your happiness to others with emphasis on compassion. Number 5. What did I say? Taking first. Taking the suffering of others. Okay, now look, my mind is flowing automatically. Right? Okay. Number 4. taking the suffering of others with emphasis on compassion. Number four, rewrite it. Number four, you just first check it if it is correct. Number four, taking the suffering of others with emphasis on compassion. Taking the suffering of others with emphasis on compassion. Okay, number five, giving a happiness to others with emphasis on loving kindness. Number four, taking the suffering for others with emphasis on compassion. Number five, giving a happiness to others with emphasis on loving kindness. Number five. Number six, the actual exchange of self and others. Actual exchange of self and others. Actual exchange of self and others. Number seven, special recollection of the kindness of others. Special recollection of the kindness of others. Special recollection of the kindness of others. Number eight, altruism. Number eight, altruism. Altruism. A-L-T-R-U-I-S-M. Altruism. Number nine, bodhicitta. Okay, number one, equalizing self and others. Number two, reflecting on the demerits of cherishing oneself. Number three, reflecting on the merits of cherishing others. Number four, taking the suffering of others with emphasis on compassion. Number five, giving a happiness to others with emphasis on loving kindness. Number six, actual exchange of self and others. Number seven, special recollection of the kindness of others. Number eight, altruism. Number nine, bodhicitta. Okay, done? Anyone who needs repetition? Anyone? No? Good. Okay. One difference between learning about the wisdom of emptiness and learning about bodhicitta. One difference is that with bodhicitta, when you learn about bodhicitta, you can be as creative. You can be as creative. But when you learn about emptiness, don't be creative. It can make you crazy. Right? Don't be creative when you will learn emptiness. When you learn emptiness, you have to follow the steps so well. You not only the steps, you have to have the facts in your mind. Because bodhicitta, information is not like there's no new information. It's all you already know. The only thing is that we don't need to put them together. With the emptiness, information, they're mostly new. They're not really, the old information. They're all new information. You have to acquire this information, and you should be very precise. You should be technical. Don't be too creative. Once you realize emptiness, then you can be creative, no problem. You can be creative once you realize emptiness. No problem. Till that point, don't be creative with emptiness. You're getting it? Okay. When you're flying a rocket, don't be creative. Right? When you fly a rocket, okay, if I drive like this, right? The moment you say drive like this, it's too fast, it can bang against anything and you're killed. You're getting it? With emptiness, don't be too creative. Once you get emptiness, then be creative. For emptiness, even the materials that you read, make sure that simply because there's a book, that book on emptiness doesn't mean that this is a standard book. Many books are very shallow. You're getting it? On emptiness, they're very shallow. Because we have a very naive thinking that, oh, there's a book there on emptiness. I learned about the emptiness from Tushita, right? There's a book there on emptiness. Many of the books, so ideally, what I'm telling you is that emptiness, to study this will take so many years. You're getting it. Study it to get to study properly. Some people, they even study just for 1 week and they start writing books on emptiness. Right? I know somebody, and that book is still available. Right? And I'll not mention the name. I'll be in problem. Right? So that person, and he's very popular. Even now it is very popular. Right? So that was when I was in my 20s, 21, 22, 23. And he was attending teaching on emptiness from my teacher in the morning. And afternoon he was writing commentary on this. He was writing a book on this. In the morning he received teaching from my teacher. That too, not an old student, a new student. He was listening to teaching, and after he's writing his own commentary. And in a few months he will come with a book on emptiness. And people think that, wow, there's a book on emptiness. It's a disaster. You are getting it? So they say for emptiness, a wrong book is very dangerous. It can take you to a wrong direction. You getting it? So luckily, commentary on, say, Nagarjuna's books, Acharya Chandra did these books. They are the authentic original books, but unfortunately we cannot understand them directly. If you read them, we cannot understand too clearly, so we need the help of commentaries. Luckily, the commentary by Lama Tsongkhapa, they are already translated. Like very recently, the commentary on Acharya Chandrakirti's text by Lama Tsongkhapa, translation in English already came out recently, and the translator is so good. And the Dr. Thudan Jimba, he's an extremely good translator. You're getting it? And though the commentary is so good, if the translator is hopeless, again is a problem. You're getting it? So this is not easy. You have to identify the good books on emptiness. Once you realize emptiness yourself, once you at least get a good picture of emptiness, then you read any book, you can see that, oh, this book is very shallow. You can easily sense it. This author, his understanding is so shallow. You can easily identify that. Some people, they're so keen on writing books, right? It's too naive. Right? If you get hold of these books, it can create more damage to you than help. Whereas with the Bodhichitta, don't worry too much. Bodhichitta, even if the book is not good, you read it and you see that, but Bodhichitta, most of the concepts, they're already, they're not that difficult. So you can easily see that the author is very shallow. You can see that very easily. But for the wisdom of emptiness, until you get a good understanding of emptiness yourself, you are not in a position to see which book is good, which book is not good. So therefore, be very careful right from the beginning. Make sure that the books that you read, right? So there are some books like, okay, right? Okay, I'll not say anything. Okay, be very careful. Once you get the good picture of emptiness, then you can read any book. You will be the person to decide which is good book, which is not good. For the time being, try to seek the help of good teachers or senior students, and those people from NMC, NDC4. There are many senior students in Nalanda studies. There are many who are really good. And I would say that these students who studied from Tibet for about like 6-7 years, and many of their understanding of emptiness far better than many of the books written. And these people, they read the books, they will say that this very shallow, don't read this book. They will tell you. You're getting it? One day you also should become one like that. You should also become somebody whose understanding of emptiness is complete, to the extent that you'll be able to identify which book is good and which book is not good. Okay. So, there are several books on emptiness by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. They're excellent. These are the treasures for us. So we should not forget that. So one book which I suggested last time is How to See Yourself as You Really Are. How to See Yourself as You Really Are. And then there's these other books like Perfection of Wisdom. One is Transcendence of Wisdom. Transcendence of Wisdom by His Holiness is the teaching on the wisdom, explanation on the wisdom chapter. That is another book. Good. And there's another still another book. What is that? Perfection, the something. Okay, I'll try to give the names of some of these books. Very good ones. And the simply because it's book on emptiness doesn't mean that they're good, right? Keep this in mind. Okay. Now Bodhichitta. What's the first step? Equalizing self and others. Equalizing self and others. So it is given in the form of steps. For example, say the first, say equalizing. Finally, Bodhichitta says that you are more important than me. You getting it? At the moment, what is your attitude? You are more important than me, or we are equal, or I'm more important than you. Huh? Drishti? I'm important than you. This is our attitude, right? This is our attitude. How many agree? How many don't agree? How many don't agree? Right? If you don't agree, that's very easy. If you agree, not agree, right? Very simple test. When you're aeroplane lands, tick, 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 right? And then the aeroplane is taxiing. And then some people, they are about to stand up. And the air hostess say, hey all, please sit down, right? And then finally what is that? Alarm rings, the bell rings, ding. And everybody stands up, right? Everybody stands up, right? Right? Everybody stands up. And then everybody's rushing. And if somebody from behind goes before you, you will stare at this person. Right? How dare you go like this? Right? So why? I should get there first. And then what happens is that you are in so hurry to get out. And then the last person and the first person both end up in the baggage claim. Right? Both end up in the same baggage claim. Again, you are together. You are not first. Together. Your bag may come last. We never know. But this is our mindset where I am more important than you. You're getting it? Just think of these. So we see that in practical terms, we see that deep inside, although intellectually, although if superficially, outside, we may think that, no, I'm not important than others, we are saying. But in real, our habitual tendencies, when manifested, say for example, many former revolutions, French Revolution, Russian Revolution, where people are starving. When somebody comes to sell the bread, everybody is chasing after the bread. I want it. Nobody's saying that give the bread to him, her, and so forth. When you are stricken with a deep, acute hunger, right? What's your reaction? That is a test. That's a test. I want it. This is a test. There, deep inside, we are born with cherishing the self more than others. This is reality. But don't feel ashamed of that. We have to begin from where we are. From the way we have to start. Don't start from the space. In space, there's no ground. Without the ground, you'll fall. Your practice will not be stable. So, how many of you, tell me, how many of you, when you're born, you're born, how many of you must have cried? Resents. How many of you must have cried? Resents. Right? Even though you don't remember, but you must have cried. Because if you not cry, somebody will slap you to make you cry. How? Why? To make you breathe. Otherwise you will die. Now you're not in the mother's womb, you are out. And if you don't breathe, you will die. So somebody will slap you and rub your body like this, rub your body like this, and then you cry. Then the person's happy. Right? But you're not happy. You are crying means you are not happy, right? And why did you cry? What do you think is the reason why you must have cried? Is it because, the other baby is not getting milk, please feed them, I'm very sad. Or there's some pain here, right? Why did you cry? I have the pain. This is how we started our day in the world. This is self-centered attitude. Again, don't feel shy. Begin from there. Then think of getting rid of this self-centered attitude. This is how we can go through Gade, Para, some Gade, Buddhist. So how you're getting it? You have to identify who you are today. From there, fix it. From there, transform. This is how we have to transform. The first one is equalizing self and others, which means that this is a step. At the moment, we have so much self. I'm more important than you. But then when it comes to bodhicitta, the aspiration is that you are more important than me, right? So this, to jump from I'm more important than you to the you are more important than me, to jump is very difficult. So in between step is what? We are equal, right? Okay, half, we are equal. So the first step is equalizing self and others. This is a stepping stone to the bodhicitta. You getting it? How equal? No, we are equal, right? Don't think that you're superior. We're equal. How? No, we're equal. Don't say like this. Don't push yourself. Don't be rude on yourself. You must give a sound reason how you and others are equal. You must give a sound reason. The practice should not be, the Dharma practice, Bodhichitta practice should not be a forceful one, should not be forceful, meaning should not be aggressive, should not be cruel on yourself. Don't be cruel on yourself. Don't be harsh on yourself, right? So if you don't have the reasons, automatically you have to be harsh, right? If you don't have the reasons, automatically it becomes, say, if there's a way, if you chase a dog, and as long as the dog can run, as long as the dog sees the place to run, the dog will not attack you. The dog will keep running. The moment the dog is cornered in the room, cornered there, the dog do not find any place to run, then what will happen? Then the dog will jump back at you. You're getting it? So that is attacking, being aggressive, being harsh. If you're being harsh in yourself with the Dharma practice, it will never succeed. You will drop the Dharma practice soon. Sooner or later, you will drop. You're getting it? So therefore, don't be harsh. How not to be harsh? We should have the reasons. We should have the reasons. Think of the reasons. When you see the reasons very convincing, your mind will instantly calm down. You're getting it? So one time a person came to me and said that my family member, my father had problem. I got the news on the telephone. This terribly bad situation, right? And the person is really literally heart is pounding like this, like this, so much of fear. Okay, look. Yes, stop. Don't cry. Don't do like this. If I say this, it'll not work. Right? I said, calm down. Okay. Tell me, what's the problem? Tell me. And she was telling me, right, this happened, this. And then my father now is in the hospital, this. I said, don't worry, this problem will be fixed. I would listen to the problem so well, and I could see the problem will be over, right? I said, don't worry. So this problem is happening because of this. And you do like this, it will undone. This problem, undone. She was listening very patiently, and she got this idea, where's the escape route? She sensed it. Instantly this heart pounding, tick, it stopped, it cooled down. You're getting it? Don't be harsh on yourself, on a Dharma practice. Don't be harsh, right? So always look for proper reasons. And once you see the reason, once you see that jumping here, there's cliff. Like this cliff, you know that still if you jump, then nobody can stop you. The moment you see a cliff, turn. You're getting it? Don't be harsh, turn. Okay. So we have to know the reason so well. So these steps, this help us to reason, and then the reasons will invariably change your mind. And then this will bring up, these reasons will come to you through single-pointed meditation or analytical meditation. Hey, these reasons will come to you through single point of meditation or analytical meditation. Through analytical meditation. So analytical meditation will give you a sound reason. These sound reasons will change your mind. Right? Mind in a very easy way. So your Dharma practice becomes very beautiful and easy, not forcing yourself, not being harsh on yourself. So therefore the Buddha said, the extreme of the being harsh on your practice, extreme of being indulgent in your practice, we stay away from the two. Don't be indulgent, don't be too harsh on yourself. Follow the middle way. You getting it? Yes, Ofek. Hey, sound?
But how do you balance between the compassion towards others to the compassion towards yourself?
Okay. All to be done, let us be a little patient. It is step number 1. There are 9 steps to go. Be a little patient. You're getting it? I'm not saying that don't ask this question, this stupid question. I'm not saying this. You're getting it? Have little patience. Let me at least finish the 9 steps. You're getting it? Otherwise, we have only 4 days. No, only 3 days more. You're getting it? Only 3 days more. So therefore, have little patience. Let's finish this, and then questions can come. You're getting it? Okay. So what was he saying? Sherry Pema, tell me. Amazing, wonderful. Sherry Pema transformed within the last 2 years. Amazing. She's so precise, right? How to follow the middle way pertaining to your practice. Don't go into indulgence. Don't go into a severe austerity, right? Follow the middle way. Okay. In other words, don't be harsh on yourself in your Dhamma practice. Don't be harsh. If you are not being harsh, then the mind does not work. Mind will work. How? Your mind as the thinking mind. You have a human mind. So therefore, it can think, right? Let you feed your mind with the proper thinking, proper reasons. The mind will change. Okay, how to do that? For this, I did mention this, I think, this morning, but I like to share with you this, that, okay, not this morning, this morning, yes, and in the next class for the NDC 4. Okay, not now. Okay, good. First, let's finish this, and in case if I get more time, then I'll go into this part, how the mind works, how the mind works related to your transformation, right? Gade transformation, how the mind works, that mechanism. That I will leave it to some other days in case if you do get time. Okay, so first let's follow through these steps. One is equalizing self and others, meaning that we are all equal. How we are equal? Again, don't say we are equal, right? We are all human beings. We are equal. This is not sufficient. You're getting it? We should give reasons whereby self-centered attitude. Who is saying that? Why are we equal? Who is saying this? Your self-centered attitude is making you to speak on your behalf. You're getting it? Your self-centered attitude. Some husband and wife is there. Usually the wife may be so good, right? One day the wife starts to ask very strange questions, meaning that very sharp questions. It's not coming from the wife, it's coming from the husband, right? Sometimes the husband, usually very gentle, calm, suddenly he asks you very complicated questions, very tricky questions. It's not coming from the husband, it's coming from the wife. Sometimes it's coming from the husband to the wife, sometimes from the wife to the husband. You're getting it? So the point is that we must come up with the good reasons. Good reasons. With good reasons, say, when there's a problem, again, how do you distinguish between the wise people and the unwise people? When there's a problem there, wise people will remain calm. You're getting it? Because the wise people will look for the solutions, how to get over. And the unwise people cannot think of the solution. So what is the solution? Aggression, right? Aggression, and then the other person were ruled by gun, ruled by fear, right? Ruled by fear. which means you don't know the solution. So just fear. How the fear doesn't work? The moment the gun is removed, instantly people will go back to the original how they behaved before. Whereas if it is through reasons, through reason and compassion, right? The people change, and even if the situation changes, people will continue to behave in a civilized way. This is a wise approach. You're getting it? So the wise approach, wise people will remain calm. Even in difficult situations, remain calm and look for solutions. What is the solution? There's a solution there. Don't worry, it'll take a little time. There's a solution there. Okay. So those people who cannot think of the solution, they'll go to become aggressive. Even the aggressive people, when they found the solution, they will start to smile. Because they feel comfortable now. They feel safe now. Now, these things will still work in my favor because there's a reason there. Okay, so the first one, equalizing self and others. Why equal? Why are we equal? You have to give reasons which is really, which makes sense, which the self-centered attitude cannot defend its position. You're getting it? Listen, that when you say we are equal, why equal? No, you are more important. Who's saying this? Self-centered attitude is making you to speak, right? Husband is making the wife to speak like this. One time, what happened was that there is the brother and sister, and the sister amazingly wonderful, the girl, lady, and she's very good in have many skills, and she was just a temporary, and just because she is very gentle, calm, and the seems like she's not getting any work outside, and her English is very good. So I said that you can volunteer in Tibet House, we can give you some honorariums. And the brother is a little aggressive. And the girl is never aggressive. She is extremely gentle, kind. And they say, just as a volunteer, and they are struggling to get a house. They are on a rented place. They have to pay a huge amount. And that this girl, the sister, started to work as a volunteer. And the sister, at one point, I could sense that it's coming from the brother. So at one point, she was a little shy to request for the staff quarter. And I said, this is not possible because this is the rules, regulations are there. You should be staff. Anybody cannot really step in like this. And then it was coming from the brother. And again, she was becoming more assertive. And then when I met the brother was very strongly saying this. So it's coming from the brother. So likewise, when you say that I'm more important, it's actually coming not from you. It's coming from self-centered attitude making you to speak like this, right? So if you give a reason, very sound reason, this self-centered attitude will not have any response. Then automatically your mind will turn towards the reason rather than self-centered attitude. So there's actually the court case going between the self-centered attitude and other cherished mind. Court case going. Two lawyers are debating. You're getting it? So in fact, there is one great teacher by the name Venerable the Penchen Losang Chögyен. Great teacher. He composed a book, a debate between the self-centered attitude and the other cherished mind. You're getting it? So this is actually a debate in your thought, analytical meaning that you can give reason to say that self-centered attitude is totally senseless, meaningless. You're trying to look for the reasons. And if you cannot have strong reasons, self-centered attitude cannot be got rid of. It will not even move. If you give very strong reasons, self-centered attitude will automatically subside. This is how the transformation takes place. And these reasons, you must have to go for the analytical meditation. You getting it? Okay. So how we are equal? We are equal in two ways. Number one, we are all equal in desiring happiness and not wanting suffering. Number one. We are all equal in desiring happiness and not wanting suffering. Number one. Okay, why is this very important point? It's because that, say, when we are all very, let's say, hungry, thirsty, or extremely cold, and there's only one heating system. Who will want to have it? That was, I want to have it, I want to have it. Which means that self-centered attitude is saying that I'm more important than you. Okay, let's say that we all come here in the month of when? Huh? January. Who said it? There, January. You know what January is like here? Huh? Very cold, right? Very cold. And let's say that there's only one heating system, right? There's only one heating system, small heating system, right? There are hundreds of people there. I'm very sorry. There's only one heating system. Who likes to have it? Everybody will say, I will have it, I will have it, I will have it. You getting it? Okay. Okay. So this means that then if I ask you, or if Venerable Kumbhela asks you, why should you have it? Just imagine there's a situation, very cold, and then there's only one heating system. Who likes to have it? Everybody say, I'll have it, I'll have it, I'll have it. Right? Okay. Venerable Kumbhela asks you, tell me, you give me a good reason so that I can give it to you. Right? Why you like to have it? Why? What's the reason? What's the reason? Give me. What's the reason do you think you will give at that point? Huh? I'm feeling cold, I'm shivering. Then Venerable Kumbhela said, everybody's feeling cold, yes? Everybody's yes. Everybody's feeling shivering, yes. So, this is not a good reason. This is not a good reason that you deserve it, right? Now give me more reasons. If you can give me a reason which is very convincing, I'll give it to you. Give me more reason. Okay, Luca. Luca will say, no, it doesn't matter, give it to others. I know. Okay. Anyone else? It was, why you like to have it? Why should you have it? Yes, Sushmita. Not someone, you. Why you have whatever? I have a medical condition, right? And then Lisa also has a medical condition, right? Lisa also has a medical condition, right? And I have the Kyle, right? Kyle, our dear Kyle also has a medical condition, right? Almost he was supposed to take citizen yesterday, right? He also has medical, and I'm sure many of you have the medical conditions, right? Why do you deserve this?
I can be sponsored.
Huh?
I can be a sponsor
A sponsor of?
Tushita.
But there are many other sponsors also. Yeah, not only you. All right. Okay. Now look, what reason is there? What reason? In other words, okay, look.
Себелюбие. Из-за себелюбия мы хотим приобрести. Нет, наоборот. Из-за того, что...
Потому что ваша my egocentric attitude is stronger than yours.
Very good. My attitude is stronger, right? And others says, I'm equally strong. I also need it because I'm also equally strong, right? So therefore, you cannot think of any one reason, sound reason, to convince that you deserve it more than others. So the only reason that you can think of is that I'm feeling cold, I don't want suffering, right? But everybody's equal in not wanting miseries and wanting happiness is equal. So therefore, you may think more about this, think more seriously think about this, and particularly when you come into like situations where that only one person gets opportunity and others will not. And then how does your mind react? Just look at it. And okay, I'll just show you one the anecdote. It was like when I was when I was just 20 or 21 years old, in the IBD here just below. Institute of Buddhist Dialectics when my teacher was still alive. And there, the whole institution, financially, the institution was so weak. So we had to, we have to create our own revenue, small revenues. We did not have any rooms for guest rooms, nothing. We have nothing of this. So we have to create something. And our teacher, somehow he created this, making tofu. And nowadays, making tofu is relatively easy. It's all mechanized. This machines will work on this. It's easy. But in our days, right? Okay. It was like summer. Dharamsalas, summer, and the top, the roof was a tin roof, direct sun, and then it's so hot, and it's tofu not for one family, but for marketing, selling, which means a huge amount. So which means boiling happens not on gas stove, happens on the wood fuel. It's a huge fire there, and the heat directly coming from there, and from the top down, directly coming down. Right, and then they say there's no sophisticated machines. Everything is just very crude mechanical form. So they say the first, all these the yellow bean or the white bean to be crushed, that is done by there's a manual machine, not electric. Manual machine. We soak it overnight, and the next day, then put a machine with the hand, and then what if it's done? You boil it in the huge cauldron. You boil it, and the fire, really like bonfire, and from the top, the tin, the heat coming down, and then once the tofu milk is boiling, then you have to put some chemicals there, magnesium chemical there, to separate the water and the solid curd. Put it, and then you have to sieve separate the water from the curd with the siever. What is a siever? There's no sophisticated siever, right? It's a ordinary, like the cloth, like this, ordinary cloth, like a bed sheet. One monk holding the two sides of the bed sheet other side, and I'm holding the bed sheet this side, two sides of the bed sheet, and then one monk will put this whatever is hot, from hot top down, hotter from the fire, and hot putting there, and the hot vapor coming, right? And then they say the holding, and then say we don't want to have the heat coming from the fire, so I pull it further away, right? So as I pull myself further away, what happens to other monk? Other monk would close it with a fire, right? Okay, so no equalizing self and others. No equalizing self and others. Then it was like first year, second year, and the Bodhichitta teaching after 3 years, right? Bodhichitta teaching after 3 years. But I was so keen on Bodhichitta practice, Bodhichitta teachings. I'm so keen of that. Because of which, although my classes, Bodhichitta happens after 3 years, but I try to learn when his son gives teachings on Bodhichitta. I go there, listen very carefully, note down, and I try to practice Bodhichitta, although my classes after 2 or 3 years later. And then when that happens, the heat is too much that I forget the Bodhichitta. Heat is too much. Then I pull it away, right? I pull it away, and the poor monk is coming closer towards the fire, right? And then suddenly the Bodhichitta thought came to me. Oh, you're practicing Bodhichitta. You came here, you joined the institute, not because that you want to get a degree in physics, but it's just for your Dharma practice. Now you're pulling it, you're also so interested in Bodhichitta. What are you doing? No, you even don't pass the first step, equalizing self and others. You cannot even equalize the self and others. Then I ask my friend, pull. Right? Then I go closer to the sun, towards the fire. It's fine. And the heat is terrible, I cannot bear it. Still equalizing self and others. Right? Okay. So what I'm saying is that these are the realities. When you face the realities, see how you can manage. You're getting it? So this is so important. So this is equalizing self and others, number one. Number two, equalizing self and others. The second reason is that why in the olden times why in the olden times, in the kingdoms, the prince is considered as so important. Everybody respects the prince so much. Why? Anyone? Quick. Why in the olden times the prince is respected so much? Yes, Luca. He is going to become the king eventually. How many of you agree with Luca? How many agree with Luca? Good. Like, which is more important? Somebody who becomes king in the future is more important. Somebody who's become the bigger Buddha is going to be more important. Yes. Somebody who's going to, if somebody's going to become king is going to be should be respected so much before becoming king, then somebody who's going to become Buddha in the future should be respected even more before he or she becomes the Buddha. And who's that? Each one of us, we're all equal. We're all equally important because we all have the Buddha nature. We all have the potential to become Buddha. Not that some people are more respected. Some people should be less respected because some have the potential to become prince, king, queen, or so forth. No, we're all equal. We all have the potential to become Buddha. There's nothing greater than the Buddha, and everyone has the seed of Buddhahood. So we're all equal in having the seed of Buddha, the seed of Buddhahood. We're all equal in having the seed of Buddhahood. You think of this as very powerful. Then you'll feel joy in yourself. You'll feel joyous in others also. You will think more of this, then gradually that I am more important will subside. It will subside. Okay, we'll stop here. Okay, the first we do the derivation prayer, page 52. Page 52. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards the realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of 3 times and to the whole scripture and insight. May in all lives through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect in the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast space that have been amassed, from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds wisdom I has planted with ignorance. Yata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. Okay, 3 prostrations.